Welcome to another episode, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Subscribe to my second channel. The name, Reactionary Politics. We are having deep conversations over there. Go and get involved in the conversation, if you so dare, if you are so equipped. Over here, we're talking about Big U and the problems he's going to face in the federal penitentiary should he go. According to this individual, the Cuban assassin, he believes Big U is going to the federal penitentiary. But not only that, this individual here did time in the federal penitentiary. He has a YouTube channel. It's called The Cuban Assassin. Shout out to him and his channel. Go check him out. But here, I found this to be rather interesting, his take on this and Big U and the politics there in the federal penitentiary. As many of you know, I did over 30 years of incarceration, many of it on a level 4 prison yard in California. Maximum security. And the politics there, I'm abundantly familiar with. However, the politics in the federal penitentiary, I am not too familiar with. But this individual here appears to be, and succinctly says, the choices that Big U is about to be faced with once he hits the federal penitentiary, he may have to. I'll let him talk and we'll get into it.
Man, what's up, man? It's your boy, the Cuban Assassin. And today, Slim, I'm gonna break down Big U in federal prison. You feel me? I had did one on Lil Durk, and somebody in the comments was like, man, do one on Big U. And I thought about it. I said, it's a good subject because, man, Big U is a nationwide known Crip. But when he goes to prison, he's a Muslim. And now, his first bid he did, right? Supposedly he did on Muslim time. This was in the state of California though. You feel me? And he got away with it. Came home, he got back.
Now, you know, people have been saying this. It has not been confirmed or denied by myself. I don't know if Big U had ever said that in an interview or such, that he was a Muslim when he was behind bars. I know that Gumby had made reference to this in one of his interviews, one of his videos, that Big U was a Muslim. Had hung up his flag while he was in prison, and basically, members cannot stand for that. As a result of this, he doesn't have the same respect. Consequently, I believe was his point, that he would have had he not hung up his flag there in prison. Now, again, I don't know the gist of that, whether or not this is true or not. If maybe even Big U said, yeah, I was a Muslim in there. I don't know. But this individual here is convinced that that was the case, that Big U was indeed a Muslim behind bars in California prison. And with that being the case, that he's going to have to make a decision once he gets to federal prison. But again, I'm going to let him continue to explain the different politics, the way it works in the federal system as opposed to the state. He doesn't speak much about the state, but I can. He talks about the federal, and I can tell you that it's polar opposite than the politics in the state prison.
On Crip time was cracking, cuz. But supposedly he was in California prison. You feel me? Like, and it's videos and stuff that I just watched, and I made sure that I know what I'm talking about. So, you know what I mean? I'm gonna explain this because in federal prison, that's gonna cause problems because they already know he's a known Crip. He got a Crip case going on right now, Rico and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So like federal prison, it's gonna be a little friction in the beginning. He gonna have to choose what car he gonna be in. I'm gonna break everything down to y'all, you feel me? About to be at 50K subscribers, man. Shout out to my day ones, man, my cop assassins, man. Hit the like button, turn up. I'm gonna get straight into the subject. So look, Big U, right? I mind you, I'm a professional boxer. I did 5 years in the feds. I did it in the federal penitentiary. Somewhere Big U is going. Big U is not going to a FCI. He's not going to nothing. He's not going to nothing under a penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, right? So Big U is a known Crip. He was just on the streets cripping. Just now. His case is with Crips. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. He's about to get sent to federal prison. I don't see him beating this case. You know what I mean? I give him hope and all that. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I don't want to see my enemy in jail. But the facts of the matter is, it's looking all bad for Slim. You know what I'm saying? Talking on the internet too much. He hanging with the Crips. You know what I'm saying? He extorting dudes. He big bad Crip. You know what I mean? He's cracking cuz, checking. You know what I'm saying? and everything that backfired on him. So I don't see him beating this case straight up. So he's going to the feds, federal penitentiary. And in the federal penitentiary, you have cars. Like I always explain, you got cars. You got California as a car. You got Texas as a car. You got Florida as a car. New York. Every state is a car. But then they have the gang car, which is Bloods and Crips, GDs, Vice Lords, all of that. They all in the gang car together. You feel me? They in one car. All gangs is in one car. You feel me? So here it is. Big U been on the streets cripping.
So yeah, again, the polar opposite of the state penitentiary, there's no such thing. This is unheard of. The same gang or all gangs are in the same car. No, everyone in the state penitentiary has their own car. Not only the Crips have their car and the Bloods have their car, but every faction within the Crips has their car. And the same can be said for the Bloods for the most part. But particularly with the Crips, you have the neighborhoods, and East Coasters, and the gangsters. Gangsters have their own car that's separate than the neighborhood car. You have the West LA car, the Playboy Gangsters, Venice Show Line, Schoolyards, etc. They all in the same car together. So that's totally different. He's saying here in the federal penitentiary, everyone is one car. Crips, Bloods, Hoovers, neighborhoods, GDs, Vice Lords, whatever gang you from, whatever state you from, you're all in the same car. That's fascinating. And he says also that you have the New York car, whatever state you're from. So I guess this includes the gang members, but just, whomever else, a non-member, and you're going to go in the car according to your state. If you're from California, you'd be in the California car. But again, if you're a gang member, you would be in the gang car, regardless of where you're from. But if you're not a gang member, then you'll be from the car from whatever state you're from. New York, Texas, Florida. Florida got their car. New York has their car. Jeez. That's different as well.
He big Crip, big U, you feel me? You gotta check in with him when you get out of California and all that, you know what I mean? Big extortion dude. So now when he lose trial and hit this federal penitentiary, he gotta choose what time he's gonna be on. Cause this ain't the state of California. This ain't nothing like the state. And you're not gonna straddle the fence in the federal penitentiary. Cause either side will get you out of there. You understand what I'm saying? Straight up. And it's going to be the side that you choose. Prime example, if he go with the Crips, he going to be with the Crips. You got to be with the Crips. It ain't no wassalamu alaikum and all that. You going to Juma. You think you going to be on Crip time. What's cracking cuz. Peace and all your homies up there. Oh, Friday come, you going to be with the Muslims at Juma. Nah, they ain't even going to allow you in that joint. Oh, what's up, big you? Wassalamu alaikum, huh? Oh, what's up? You know what I mean? What you doing here? I'm Muslim. Yeah, but you with the Crips. You know what I'm saying? No, they ain't gonna want you in here praying. You know what I mean? And listening to the brothers and stuff. It's just a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? But see, this is the thing. Big U is gonna be, he gonna try to be on Muslim time. He ain't gonna be on Crip time. He already in the jail on the jail phone on the list of conversations. He like, assalamu alaikum. I'm like, dang, like he already on it. But see, Big U is a manipulator. He's a manipulator. And I just watched a lot of content and did a little research, you know what I'm saying? Because I just don't like speaking on stuff. In the state, in the California state, he was on Muslim time. He was part of the community, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, he gonna try this with the feds too, and it might not work, it might backfire, but it might go his way. But they going, one thing about it, you gonna have to stand foot. There ain't no choosing. Prime as I'ma say, all right, say he, cause he's on, I'm expecting this how it's gonna go. He is in LA County Jail right now. Or not LA County Jail. He in a federal hold, no, Cali or whatever. I forgot what it's called. So if he lose trial, he go to the penitentiary, right? He has some leg up. He gonna go and try to be in a Muslim car. See, with him being a known gang member, he has to get accepted into the gang car. I apologize. The Muslims, the community. It's called the community. You know what I mean? Because once you get to the federal prison system, what time you gonna be on? Whatever car you decide to be in, you're going to sail with them. You're going to eat with them. And you know what I'm saying? When the war pops off, you got to go to war with them. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, it ain't no, you can't straddle the fence. So when he comes and try to be in the community of whatever penitentiary he go to, you know, the brothers already know about him. Everybody know who Big U is. They gonna scratch their head like, they might not accept him into the community. Because here it is, man, you a known Crip. You might bring your Crip problems over here to us. It might be somebody on the yard. His own homies might don't like him no more. You know what I mean? The rolling 60s, you know what I mean? They got stories out about him doing stuff to Nipsey. He done pressed out a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? DJ Khaled, he did a lot of stuff to a lot of people with money. And it might, now that you secluded in the joint, man, somebody might drop that bag on him. He did a lot of stuff. It ain't nothing. Oh, what jail he at? Oh, yeah, man, send some hitters at him and get somebody 10,000, you know what I mean, 5,000 to a whole people, you know what I mean? Get in touch with the right people, bruh. And they gonna come see Big U about that. So here it is. You just was doing all this Crip stuff on the streets, was cracking, cuz ain't never go to Juma, never saw you with a kufi or nothing on. Now here it is, you coming into the penitentiary and
Kufi, not Kufi. And I'm not, wherever it's at, federal penitentiary or not, I'm not so sure it's just going to go just like that. First of all, I'm not so sure if Big U is going to be convicted. I don't know the gist or the logistics of his RICO case. I haven't involved myself in it. It's none of my freaking business, really. But I don't, everyone has a chance. First of all. Second of all, should he go to prison? Then I'm not just so sure, regardless of what their politics there are in that particular prison, that he's going to go in there and just be under some grave threat because of whatever happened with DJ Khaled or whatever on the street where he may have pressed him and tried to extort him or whatever. And so, and his own homies may turn on him in there and all that. I don't, regardless of it being the feds and as opposed to the state, in the state, it certainly would not happen. But I don't think it'd just be as easy of a task as he's, believing that it would be. Regardless, he is the authority on the federal penitentiary. He has been there, did 5 years, as he alluded to earlier. I have never been in the federal penitentiary. So he has more of a stake or a substance or, cause to speak on it, the federal penitentiary anyway, than myself. So I don't want to overspeak him or doubt what he's saying in any way, because again, I haven't been there. He has. Nevertheless, I do know just politics in general, and I do know of Big U, and just the thought that he's going to go in there and perhaps can be attacked based on some of the things he did on the street. I don't know. Anything can happen, though, of course. He's not, God, Big U. He's not above reproach. Everyone is not scared of him, particularly there in prison. You're all on the same playing field. You got a knife, well, so do I. It's mano y mano. So, you're not going to find too many people that's going to be in fear of you like they may be on the street. The people that you may have checking in and your little homies that you may be pressing and you're a big dude. Quite a few big dudes up in there. And, they're not going to back down to anyone. under any circumstances. So, you know, what he is saying, I mean, of course, you know, it rings true in some sense. It's just, you know, dubious to me in the same breath that he's going to go in there and just be told up front, forthright, that he has to pick a side and pick a side now. And that the side, you know, whatever side he doesn't pick, he can be in danger from that side that he did not pick. That he's going to be faced with this and faced with this choice upon arrival. I don't know about that, because I believe he's a strong individual still within his faction. And I'm sure if he was a Muslim or whatever, he has some stake in there, some sort of respect in that faction. Now, I understand the whole thing of not straddling the fence, not being allowed to straddle the fence. But who knows what position Big U would take once he get in there. Maybe he'll say, that's it, I'm done, I'm just a Muslim. I'm done with this gang banging stuff. He's older now. Especially if people are not going to be there for him, his gang or whatever. He's going to feel like, man, I ain't got all this time. I got this Rico messing with you gang members or whatever. You know, that's how people end up, that's how I end up going. I'm done with y'all. I'm a Muslim. I mean, he could be that, or he could say, I'm cribbing this neighborhood 60s for life. Who knows?
You trying to get in the community. They might be like, you feel me? Because when the war, if he comes into the community and somebody wants do something to him from the streets, all the brothers got to ride with Big U. But you was just on the streets messing with the Crips. You know what I'm saying? So now you bringing Crip problems to the community. And this is how federal prison go. You know what I'm saying? Because if one go, two go, three go, four go, especially with the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got to go. You know what I'm saying? When that war get kicked off, man, the brothers might not want that problem.
That's everywhere.
They might not want that problem. They might want, you know what I'm saying? They might, because here it is, like I said, he's manipulative. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can see what's going on. Dang, bro, you just gonna run right to the brothers once you get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Or they might do accept it. They might do accept it, take whatever come with it, but it's 50-50. They gonna have a talk with him. One thing they gonna tell him, look, man, if you gonna be in the community, bruh, he can't be, if they see him talking to his homies, you could talk to your homies maybe a little bit, but even though it gotta be a straight line. Don't be hanging with your homies like we come out, we get wreck all day, you always over there with the Crips. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna look at you, cause I'm looking up. They talk to each other. You see Big U, yeah, you over there, he talk to them a lot, don't he? Yeah, he talk to them a lot, don't he, What you think about him, You know what I mean? They gonna get the same, you know what I'm saying? And if they see him piece him out, what's cracking, cuz? What's cracking, cuz? How the homies doing, you feel me? Did he just piece him up? Did he just piece him up? They gonna be talking to each other, watching them. And if he piecing up Crips, he's out of there. Nah, get your stuff. Get out of the cell. You know what I'm saying? But once they really put you out the car in certain situations, you gotta leave the whole jail. You gotta check into protective custody. You gotta roll. And he's a big guy. He might not be going for nothing. So they might have to put the lock and a rod on him, you feel me? So it gets very janky when you doing, you know what I'm saying? You got both sides of the fence. So it ain't, if you gonna be in the community, it ain't gonna be no talking to the Crips and all that every day and you around the Crips like, dang, you gotta be where you supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks janky. And then this is the thing also, you know what I mean? Say the Muslims and the Crips get into it. This is the crazy situation. The Muslims and the Crips get into it. You gotta help the Muslims. You might be fighting your rolling 60s. You might gotta put that joint in a rolling 60. You gotta crack cuz. So that might put, say a war crack off, he get on Muslim time, then a war crack off, and he have to, you know what I mean? He had to fight against the Crips, because you gotta help the brothers. The brothers here for you. You gotta help the brothers. It ain't gonna be no, oh man, them you know, them my homies. What homies? You feel me? Which you ain't helping in this war. We just got into it with the Crips. They hit a brother. We about to hit one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like a conflict of interest. And that's another reason why I say they might not even like, nah, we ain't got time to deal. You see what I'm saying? They might not even want to deal with that stuff because they got to make sure he going to go to war when they go to war. That's going to be the biggest thing. What if the Muslims get into it with the Crips? Is you going to ride with us? Say he do ride. Man, the Crips might get on his line after that. Man, Big Huey just, man, did something too. Man, he gonna have a green light on him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have a green light on him, man. Nah, man, we got it down him. And they willing to take.
He has quite a few scenarios going on here. He might have to stab a Crip. The Crips might have to stab him. The Muslims might not accept him from the beginning. Because he was a Crip and his Crip problems, they don't want to come in their way. But I mean, I guess all of these are possibilities, you know. Truthfully, I guess they are all possibilities, bro. At some point, when you get it really is going to depend on which way Big U goes. He, you know, I agree. I guess he's going to have to make a decision wherever you're at. Feds or not, but I understand what he's saying about the politics there in the feds. He really had to make a decision there with the politics there in the feds. But, you know, at the end of the day, I certainly understand what he's saying, which is that you're going to have to make a decision. Are you a Muslim or are you a Crip? You know, because, hell, I've run content on where the Crips have got into it with the Muslims and all that. And so in that situation, obviously you would have to pick a side. So which side are you going to be on? You're going to have to draw a line for sure. No one is going to want you straddling the fence, the Crips or the Muslims. They both, I'm sure, are going to say, okay, where you at with this? Who you with? Who you riding with? Everybody, let's wait for the answer. Let's hear the decision. Let's hear this big old decision from Big U. You Muslim or are you a Crip? Which one? You from 60s or are you a Muslim? And whichever one it is, that's what you riding with. That's what you stick with. But you can't be both. Makes sense. And that's pretty much what happened in the state as well.
Take something to get some. You know what I'm saying? They willing to take something to get some because I ain't gonna lie, some strong Crips. There's some strong, you know what I'm saying? Them gang members, they are soldiers. They are soldiers. They got, man, they do rock, paper, scissors. Or who going, man, hey, you gotta hit Big Huey. Who gonna do it? Rock, paper, scissors, you know what I'm saying? And somebody gotta go get him because he done crossed the line and the word that came from the big homies. They gotta listen to the big homies because they don't listen to the big homies. They getting hit. So his prison bed is about to be a little flaky in the beginning, man. It might be rough just period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he big and all that, man. I done seen big dudes go down, man. I'm telling you, man. And then, like with the choosing sides, he got to choose a side. He gonna have to decide. And I see him trying to get in that Muslim car. I don't even see him trying to get into the Crip car, the gang car. You know what I'm saying? But all of this is a conflict of interest, to be honest. I think he's going to choose the Muslim car over the Crip car because he done already, like, I guess, I don't know if he denounced his Cripnism. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he ain't Crippin' no more. I don't know really about that.
Crippinism. Well, he may, I don't know what Big U again is going to do. Hell, I don't even know if he's going to be convicted. This is all hypothesis. First of all, he's not in the feds right now. He's fighting the case. And let's see what happens there. But, you know, just running the content of what's going to happen, I get it. Or what can happen should he be convicted and head to the federal penitentiary. You know, but he's making sense. Most certainly. You know, but I'm just not so sure, you know, that it's going to go precisely this way.
That I ain't really see nothing on that. Then I didn't hear nothing from him saying that, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to speak on nothing I don't have knowledge on, but I know one thing I heard him on that jail phone talking about assimilation. Man, where the brothers in the, you know what I mean? Trying to get in tune with the brothers now that he done took this fall, you know?
Now, it may be in the feds that Big U could go Muslim if they have a stronger presence, especially a stronger car, as opposed to being in a car, a faction where all gangs are one, or all gangs are welcome, all gangs are in that car, again, from whatever state, whatever gang, Blood, Crip, GD, whatever, Hoover, all in the same car. If he were in the state, the only way he would, be full-blown Muslim as opposed to the neighborhood car, as if is what was in his heart. If he was ready for the change and said, I'm done with this and what have you. It wouldn't be because the Muslim car is stronger or whatever in prison in the state of California as opposed to the Crip car or whatever, let's say, which is where he could go and have a lot of power, So, but again, the feds, different ballgame.
And it's not going to be a good look for Big U in the beginning. He might, as time go on, it might get easier and it might not, because he's always going to have to watch himself, period. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get comfortable, that's when they definitely bring the hit. He done a lot of stuff to a lot of people, and people that got money. He was, and the streets is easier. You really can't get touched. You move a certain type of way. You got all the Crips around you. Now you in prison. And you to mess with people with money. In prison, money is power. The same people that he was doing stuff to can take money. I'm talking about $1,000 could get you unalived in the joint, bro. That's $1,000. It's guys doing time that don't mind taking a hit for $1,000 or unaliving the guy. I got 100 years already. And I ain't been getting no money. I've been in for 25, 30 years. I ain't got no money. Crips and all that, everybody, it's everybody and everybody caught that been there for years and got time to do, and they ain't getting no money, no currency coming in. So when a hit get whispered in somebody's ear, hey man, somebody looking for they want somebody to hit Big U. Who? What? Who? Slim? I don't like them anyway. 1,000? They gonna send 500 up front, then 500 when it's done, or they might send the whole joint, because if they send that whole joint, they send the whole joint, and you go ahead and handle your business. You know what I'm saying? It gets down like that. It gets down like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? He gonna have.
Not in the state, it's not gonna happen. Ain't nobody trying to hit Big U for $1,000 or even $10,000. Depending on where he is and what he's representing. Again, I can guarantee you, pretty much, if he's, goes with the Crip and is in the neighborhood car in the state, nah. Nobody finna walk up to him and hit him for $1,000, some outsider or whatever. That'd be the end of that guy.
Have to watch yourself every day in prison. That one man army, nah, he gonna be outnumbered in some more stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I just see him going in a Muslim car.
It's not gonna be a one man army. But again, see, I gotta remember as well. He's talking about the feds. He's talking about like he's saying, man, that California stuff or whatever is not gonna mean anything in the Fed. So I'm thinking, California prison, knowing how the politics are there, how the cars are set up there, and how the black politics are, no, none of this stuff would happen. But again, he's speaking from a federal position, and things are different there. I know here in California, Big U would have a lot of respect in the penitentiary on whichever yard he hit, so forth and so on. There's some bad stuff came out about him, in the process of this case, what have you. But in the feds, as he said, there's people from all over the state, Texas, Florida, or all over the country, Texas, Florida, what have you, and they don't care nothing about how big you supposed to be in California. We don't know nothing about that, and who you are, where, we represent this. I get that. California is just, for the most part, all California dudes, all California gangs. You know what I mean? So In that case, everybody would pretty much know who he was and be like, oh, yeah, okay, boom. In that case, what he's describing, that's something different.
I'm saying if he go in the Crip car too, yeah, I'm gonna speak on him going in the Crip car. He gonna have to watch the Crips, cause word might come in that man he fool now. You know what I'm saying? He fool now. He was just in LA County Jail. I mean, not LA. He in the federal hole talking about some leg him. He ain't programming with the brothers, or he programming with the brothers and the Crips. You know what I'm saying? So he might get in the Crip car. He was just at the federal hole and talking about some leg him. Now he get to the compound, in the federal compound, and he crooks cracking cuz he with the Crips. He with the Crips. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be they tell him too. You know what I'm saying? All that assalamu alaikum stuff, man. What side you on, man? We see you talking to the Muslims, cause like I said, just how the Muslims say, man, is you riding with us? If we get into it with the Crips, he gonna have to ride against the Muslims. If the Crips get into it with the Muslims, bruh, it's all this little, you know what I mean? It's a conflict of interest, and his bid gonna be rough. Everything he did, bruh, is just about to come back on him, and I really believe that. You know what I'm saying? So I think I broke down everything good, man. It's your boy, the Cuban Assassin, man. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. I would say you broke it down pretty good. Again, I'm not familiar with the federal politics. Shout out to the Cuban Assassin. That's his take on that. And we'll see what happens first. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if he even ends up in a penitentiary, first of all. I mean, he is in there fighting the RICOs. He is in there fighting some very serious charges, as we all know. And they are looking to give him a lot of time. Certainly some kind of time. And it's not like he's a young buck, not necessarily old, but I'm saying he's not 22 years old or even 32. You know, it's not like he can withstand a lot of time. Say they give him 20 years. They're looking to give him much more than that. But I'm just saying, say he somehow comes out of it with that, it's like 20-year sentence for me right now. That's life. So we'll see what happens with Big U, man. I would agree, though, that it does make sense that he would have to pick a side or clarify, make it explicitly clear which side he is on. Particularly if these factions go at it from time to time inside of the federal penitentiary. Then both sides are going to want to know where you stand. In case it kicks off, are you friend or foe? Of course. We'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay safe and stay free, people.